Hello, and welcome to The Unspoken Truth, the show where we explore the invisible scripts that drive our lives and work. Today, we are talking about a phenomenon many of us feel but can't quite name: the illusion of success. I'm here with Rohan, a project lead at a fast-growing tech firm who has thought a lot about this. Rohan, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Annika. It's a really important topic.
So, let's start there. I want you to take us to a moment. A situation where, on paper, everything was perfect. The metrics were green, the team was busy, the charts were going up. But you had this nagging feeling that something was fundamentally wrong.
Absolutely. That was my life for a solid year. We had a project, the main dashboard looked beautiful. Every number they told us to track, we crushed. We celebrated weekly, but my gut told me we weren't making a difference. We were getting praised for the activity, not the impact. And that feels hollow, because the business wasn't getting healthier. It's a strange, isolating place to be.
That feeling you are describing, the hollow success, the gap between activity and impact. It's something so many leaders experience, but rarely talk about. In your view, what is the root cause? Why does this happen?
It happens because we fall into a trap. And it's a comfortable trap. We start chasing what I'd call a proxy metric. A proxy is something easy to measure, that we hope is connected to the real, more difficult goal. For example, our real goal might be brand trust, but that's hard to put on a weekly chart. The proxy is engagement. It's easy to measure, easy to report, and it gives you that short-term hit of feeling like you've accomplished something.
So the proxy isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it becomes dangerous when we forget it's just a proxy?
Exactly. Over time, you forget the real goal, and hitting the proxy's target becomes the entire game. Your team becomes brilliant at optimizing for the proxy, even if it's actively hurting the true goal. You end up producing excellent results, on the wrong measurements.
So, walk us through it. A concrete example. I'm picturing a team, they're hitting all their targets, the charts look amazing, but they're executing so perfectly on that proxy that they're accidentally damaging the real goal. Have you seen that happen up close?
Yeah, a powerful example comes to mind with the marketing campaign we ran last year. Our real goal, the one we all agreed on, was to build brand trust and create a positive, loyal community around our product. That was the mission.
Okay, a great goal. But a difficult one to measure week over week.
Exactly. So, we chose a proxy, weekly engagement rate. Comments, shares, likes. It was simple, clear, and the chart was beautiful. And the team got brilliant at optimizing for it. We discovered that posting slightly controversial, rage bait style content would set off huge debates in the comments. The real goal, building trust, was too hard, too slow, so we chose a proxy. Something simple we could measure every single week. We called it weekly engagement rate. Comments, shares, likes. It was clear, it was easy to track, and it gave us a beautiful chart that always went up and to the right. And our team, well, they got brilliant at optimizing for it.
So let me guess, the engagement metric, it exploded?
Through the roof. We were hitting record numbers. We presented the charts in meetings, and people were high-fiving. But then we started listening. The comments were angry. Our most loyal customers were confused. The proxy metric, engagement, was a massive success, but the real goal, brand trust, was being actively destroyed. We were succeeding at the measurement, and failing at the mission.
It's such a painful paradox. The work you were doing to optimize the proxy was actually poisoning the real goal. You ended up with a lot of noise when what you really wanted was a connection.
It is deeply ingrained because it's comfortable. The first step out is to embrace discomfort. It requires a leader to step into a new role, the chief defender of the real goal, against the tyranny of the easy metric.
The chief defender. Wow! I really like that. So, what does that actually look like? What does that person do on a Monday morning?
So this is what you do. You call a timeout. In the middle of your next team meeting, you stand up. You don't say a word. You just walk to the whiteboard. You pick up the marker, and you write down that one single metric. The number everyone loves, the one you get bonuses for. You put a stark, heavy circle around it. And then, you turn. You look every single person on your team right in the eyes. And you ask the question that changes everything. Is this the real goal? Or is it just the easiest thing to measure?
You ask that question, and everything just stops. The typing stops, the breathing stops. I can imagine that silence isn't empty, it's full of everyone finally thinking.
The silence is everything, because in that silence, for the first time in a long time, the real conversation can begin.
So after that silence, after the real conversation finally begins, what's next? It's one thing to identify the trap. How do you lead a team out of it, to a new way of working?
That's the critical question. The goal isn't to abandon metrics altogether, that would be chaos. The goal is to make our metrics serve the mission, not the other way around. The first step is to redefine your dashboard. We stopped looking for a single, magic number, and instead created what we called a story dashboard.
Story dashboard. What does that mean?
It means we paired our most important quantitative metric with two other things, a core qualitative insight and a behavioral metric. So, our dashboard had three boxes. First, a number, positive sentiment rate. Second, a quote, a powerful, representative customer comment from that week. And third, a team action. Did we follow up with the person who left that comment? Suddenly, the story wasn't just, the number went up. It was, the number is here, this is the human experience behind it, and this is what we did about it. It changes the entire conversation from, did we hit the target, to, did we honor the mission?
Rohan, I have to say, this was more than just a conversation for me. This felt like a master class. You gave a name to a problem so many of us feel but can't describe, and then you gave us a path forward. The leader as the chief defender, and the story dashboard as the tool. This was incredibly valuable. Truly. Thank you so much for being so generous with your insights today.
It was my pleasure, Annika. Thanks for the great questions.
And so for everyone listening, here is the unspoken truth I hope you'll take with you this week. That number you chase, that metric on the screen that you believe defines your value. Please, just take a moment and look at it. And then ask your heart, is this the real mission we are on? Or is this just the easiest thing to measure?